Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another Black Desert Online video. Real quick, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the like button if you enjoy the content, and be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section and let me know of any particular videos you would like to see or any topics that you would like for me to cover, and I will make that happen for you guys. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the Bloodwolf settlement in Dregan. This is a 190 AP zone is what's recommended. To grind it efficiently, I would recommend probably like 220 to 225 AP. If you're going to be on the 190 range grinding down here, you definitely will want to do one of the smaller rotations because the mobs are going to be respawning faster than you can clear them out. When you're grinding down here, don't forget to grab your Marnie stones. It's called Katugum, I believe. It doesn't actually say Bloodwolf, so make sure you grab those. They only have the one stone for 500 kills per stone. But if you're going to grind out here, you might as well pick them up so that you get that extra EXP. As far as loot drops out here, you do have the Akum armor pieces that drop, trash loot, weapon stones, armor stones, Kaphra stones. Your RNG drops are going to be the Eye of Ruins ring and the Hume crystals as well. Those both sell for around like 30 to 40 mil, depending on the day. And those are going to be your big money makers from this spot. Now you'll also get Ancient Spirit Dust, as well as Garmoth scales and Fossilized Dragon scales, which also do sell on the market, but they do tend to take a little bit more time to sell. At least the Garmoth scales do. Now, this area is still a fairly popular grind spot, and a lot of people do still come out here to grind. So you may run into other players. I ran into a couple while I was out here grinding, but they were both pretty chill. One person was just kind of hanging out and like, let me know when you're done. And by the time they showed up, I was like, yeah, I got 7 minutes left on my buff. And they're like, cool. So it wasn't a big deal. If you come out here and you're looking to grind and there's players out here, you know, it's always up to you whether you want to duel for spot, flag and kill them, or just server hop to another channel or check out a different rotation. Which me personally, I typically have a very limited amount of time that I'm able to grind. So I usually don't just like try to flag and kill people or duel for spot. I'll just go to a different rotation or just server hop. There's no point in wasting time just fighting back and forth with somebody over a grind spot, in my opinion. But on the flip side of that, if they are, you know, being a douchebag or something, it is always kind of fun to sometimes put them in their place when you can. But, you know, you always got to balance that risk of getting face rolled by somebody. As far as rotations out here, there are 3 main rotations that I like to use. The first one that you see on here is really the main rotation that most people come down here for. It's got the most elites on it, and it's also got most of the little prison cages. Now there is also a little mini boss that kind of spawns out here who's super easy to kill. And the way you trigger him is by breaking open the cages. So this spot's the best for that because a lot of the cages are also with a lot of the packs of mobs. You don't have to go out of your way to kill them. And the mob density is really good over here. So you can just run around, AoE the mobs down. They die fairly quickly, especially if you're like 225 AP plus out here grinding. And the elites are also pretty numerous on this rotation. They have a slightly higher drop chance of your RNG drops, like your ring and your home crystal and things like that. There's also a nice little rock ledge over here below the grind spot that you can stash your horse at, so you don't have to run too far to go unload your trash loot once you start getting overweight, because the trash loot out here does have a decent weight to it. I usually only get about like 5,000 to 6,000 or so on me before I start getting overweight and I have to come unload. Your second most popular grind spot, and what I call the second rotation, is going to be the middle rotation. It's going to be right below the Node Vendor and Wacky Toshi. And it's a little narrow rotation. You kind of come out, go around the first big group of mobs right here at the bottom of the stairs, and then you go up the path and kind of hug the wall to the right, clearing those mobs out. Get to the end and kind of do that little circle down there, and then come back and clear the mobs out on the opposite side of the little stream, ponds, whatever you want to call them, that are right there. And then you just rinse and repeat. There are usually, I think, 1 to 2 elites on this rotation, and there are a few cages, but there's not as many as there are on the main rotation. And the third and final rotation that I like to do is going to be the top rotation. And this is going to be the one that I recommend if you're closer to that 190 AP range, like anywhere from like 190 to like 220 AP. This is going to be the one I recommend. I do not believe any elites spawn up here, so you usually don't have to worry about other players coming up here unless the area is like really crowded. And it's a real easy small rotation to do, and you can kind of widen it out a little bit or tighten it up depending on how fast you're clearing the mobs out. It's just a nice little circle. There's still good mob density, but it's not like overpacked like the other two rotations are. So if you have a lower AP range, this is where I would come to grind out here. You shouldn't have to really worry about other people coming up here because most people that are grinding down here are able to efficiently clear one of the other two rotations. Now, as far as loot out here, my total for 1 hour, I got pretty lucky. I got about 216 mil in 1 hour. I got lucky with an Eye of Ruins ring dropping, and I got lucky with a plus 14 Akoum shoe dropping that I actually ended up enhancing to pry and selling for 80 mil. So my overall totals were 52 mil in trash loot, 37 mil for the Eye of Ruins ring, 1.6 for its submission ring, 27 mil in Kaffir stones. Now that was after I took some of the weapon stones I got and ancient spirit dust that I got and made a couple extra Kaffir stones, which I recommend doing. You make more money that way. The plus 14 Akoum shoes that I enhanced to pry, which was 80 mil. About 8.8 mil in dragon scale fossils, 3.1 mil in traces of savagery, which does also drop out here. 2 mil in leftover black stones, 3.4 mil in Garmoth scales, and around 2 mil in just random green weapons. So my grand total was 216.9 mil in 1 hour. Now I did get really lucky, like I said, with the ring and the plus 14 Akoum shoes dropping. I didn't get any home crystals, but you know, that's the RNG of grinding out here. If I would not have got the Eye of Ruins ring or the plus 14 Akoum shoes, then my total would have been around 100 to 102 mil in 1 hour just off the trash loot and the other drops that come out of here. So there is kind of a big gap in your income per hour, really depending on if you get those rings or like enhanced drops or the home crystals. Now I also got really lucky and I did get one of the pieces for the infinite potions out here. So I guess I got to go grind up the other ones here soon. But all in all, it's a good spot to come to, especially if you're tired of grinding in Valencia or Medea and want to change the scenery. You can make decent money per hour out here. I mean, 100 mil an hour based off just basically trash drops and, you know, enhancement stones is pretty good. And you always got that RNG chance of getting your big drops. The experience out here isn't really terrible either. It's not as good as some other places, but, you know, it's a good place to come and grind. Well guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. If there's any videos you would like to see, also drop that in the comment sections. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm bringing out new content every week, and I'll be happy to do some videos for you guys if you have any requests. And if you haven't, make sure you give this spot a try. It's a pretty decent spot, and I hope you guys have a great day.